How is everybody doing tonight? Or this afternoon, I guess. Not quite nighttime yet, but the sun's starting to go down again, so I guess getting dark early still. I want to apologize for not making on Thursday. Sorry, I silence this so it doesn't beep on us. Just turn off the notifications. I apologize for Thursday. Unfortunately, my best friend since kindergarten, her dad passed away last Sunday. My friend lives 2 hours away, and her sister lives in the East Coast state. So it was Wednesday before they got here, but like the funeral home take care of the police and all that stuff. It was natural causes. He was 92, but you know the funeral home picked up the body and moved all that stuff and had him cremated. So before they get here till like Wednesday. So I spent Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evenings helping her and her sister go through stuff, and a couple of my friends from local here too help going through stuff in his apartment because it has to be out by the 26th of December. So it's a lot for them. They had to do all the paperwork and he left it. Surprisingly, he left out a will on an envelope on the table, but her sister said it's been sitting there since the summertime with my friend's name on it. Apparently, it's a copy. So going through all that rigmarole to find out the copy wouldn't work for some stuff, or the bank stuff, and then to find out there was a safety deposit box, but they needed the will to that to go back and look around. They found the key to the safety deposit box, went back to the bank, nothing in the safety deposit box. Go to check with the lawyer that had prepared the will. He's no longer practicing. So that's the search going to find the original, but they managed to do what they had to do. We've packed up a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was donated. She's going to be back. They were left yesterday afternoon, but she'll be back down in a couple weeks to, get what's left hopefully taken care of. Myself and my other two friends locally will help her with the final stuff. Probably Habitat for Humanity, because they will come and actually pick stuff up. But it's been a week. So I decided today, since my kids are coming for dinner, because we're going to decorate the tree tonight, I'm making some lasagna. It's the easiest lasagna ever. That I would chat with you guys while I'm making lasagna. I've got the pan preheating here. Whoops, be careful. I'm going to start browning the meat. I would like to be able to move the camera, but every time I touch it today, it seems to kick me out, so I'm not going to touch that. So I will be right here getting the meat brown, and then I'll make everything here. Hopefully, it won't kick me out. So here we go. I'm doing I want to say a double batch. It's like a batch and a half. So I'm doing 2 pounds of ground beef. I'll just get it started in the pot here. So I'm right here. I see you guys. I found this recipe on the back of the box of lasagna noodles I used to buy. I have a recipe that was my mom's and my aunt's and that, but it's a lot more ingredients, a lot more worked. So I'll just start with browning the meat here. You guys ever put the hand towels on the front of your handle of the stove and they fall down every time you turn around? I'm having that issue lately. So I'll move them out of the way. I'm going to get this brownie. I guess I should put the lid on. Turn that up a little bit too. Because we don't want to be here all day. They're coming for 6 o'clock. Turn that up a little bit more. And I'm just going to put the container and the garbage out of the way. So while that's burning a bit, I can chat. Oh, and 1 second. See it? While that's burning a bit, I can chat. 1 second. You got some background noise there. So the brand I bought before, and this is just the brand, Catelli, on their smart noodles. I found the recipe. Well, tonight I'm making 2 because it's like I'm making 1 because Catelli makes a gluten-free noodle, so I'm going to make a gluten-free version. And then I'm using oven-ready noodles now instead of the regular noodles, so it's a lot easier. Saves the stuff from boiling the noodles. The resting, hello. Rest of the ingredients, your pasta sauce, cheese, cottage cheese, or ricotta, whatever you prefer. It's a Parmesan cheese. That's it. And the meat. So we'll brown the meat, and then we'll throw the sauce in, and then we'll start all the layering to put it all together. So how are you doing, Roxanne?
I'm good.
You're good? Looks like you're wearing green today, and looks like I'm wearing red. We got the Christmas colors going.
Yeah, wearing green, a new dress I bought.
Nice.
After the holiday sales.
That's always good. I'm wearing one of my Christmas t-shirts. I was going to put my green one on, but I went with my red one that says, "Don't get your tinsel on the tangle." Don't get your tinsel on the tangle, but I'm not moving my camera because every time I touch the camera, it's kicking me out. So we're not touching it.
Something's in the air kicking people off today.
Yeah. Usually I just have to go out and come back in again or unplug and replug, but this I had to fool around with it a few times to get it. It was kept coming up to my webcam on my computer, which doesn't work as good as the one on the little separate one I have, but it's like every time I touched it, it's going off, and it's like another one of these webcams I bought. Well, the last one I got was a gift, but they're touchy and the wires in them or what, but it's like, don't touch them. Don't touch them. Get them set up and don't leave them alone. I put the ingredients list in the description. You can either watch the video and see how I do it, or I'll put the description afterwards, but it's so easy. I used to do one that had eggs and all this other stuff. You had to boil the noodles and all that.
I don't boil noodles anymore. I just put them in the pan and a little extra water just so it absorbs the noodles. That's it.
Oh, well, I started using this Catelli brand, what they call the Catelli Smart. I tried switching my kids to whole wheat pasta, and there was no way they were going to touch that. They didn't like the texture of that. But Catelli Smart it's a white pasta, but it's got the extra fiber like a whole wheat. So I did that for the longest time. And then I was given a box of oven-ready noodles, and I tried that once instead, and it was like, heck, that's much easier. So I've been buying the oven-ready. And this is one of or a couple of the store chains have this no-name brand stuff.
We have oven-ready in the U.S. too.
Yep. So it's just adding a little extra water to your sauce and that. And heck, get it in the oven and.
Yeah, lasagna's easy if you use a jar sauce, but I have to watch what's in the jar sauces, so it takes me a little longer. I make homemade. Now, have you tried the gluten-free on your kids and don't tell them? Would they know the difference?
Probably not, but I would much rather I can make this small box into 2 smaller servings
Right.
for myself. Because as much as gluten free is better for my digestive system, it can be pricey. Other than
Yes.
those noodles weren't too bad. Like when a
Yeah, a
package
lot of gluten free, you add about another $1 in the United States compared to the other.
which
Yeah.
isn't bad, because the gluten free package of Oreos here down the street, and this is where I bought a lot of this stuff. The small package, this is just the 1 layer gluten free Oreos. It's now up to $8.49 for a package of cookies.
Wow.
I mean, while the regular Oreos in that size package is like $2 to $3.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's a treat. But I did get some cookies when I was staying at my oldest at Walmart. They're great value brand, but they were the maple leaf cream cookies. The other brand I like, but it was like, I'll try them. And they're a little bit bigger cookie, but they were really good. And it was only $3 something for that package of cookies.
Yeah, I can understand if you're gluten free, you want to hide the stuff you because it costs sometimes too much to serve everybody.
Yeah. But there are some like regular things that are gluten free naturally.
Right.
My daughter-in-law had this box that was called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cereal. And it's basically like Lucky Charms, only the cereal part is like a chocolatey stuff, and then it's got marshmallows. But I looked at the ingredients, and the ingredients is made from corn. So it's like anything that's corn or rice I can deal with, like your Rice Krispies or corn puffs or those kind of things. I'm going to watch some of the other ingredients that are in them, but you look through and there's no wheat in there, you're good. So the meat is almost half done there. So I can eat some normal stuff. It's just when it comes to anything with wheat, I gotta watch. Because I bought these noodles are a combination of white and brown rice, quinoa, and corn. And the nice part of these says right on the package, no boiling required. So it's just like the oven ready as well.
That's good.
That helps. I was thinking that earlier. I made them last year. I made the 2 separate ones. And I couldn't remember whether I had to boil them or not ahead of time. So I looked this morning and it says, no boiling required. And that's a bonus. I could just make them. I'm just trying to remember.
Hey, Moonlight, welcome in.
Hey,
She's
Josh,
making
how you
lasagna.
doing? Yep. I might have to break up some of the noodles to fit them in these little pans. But last year I made.
I love buying those little pans and just throwing them away. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I need to get myself a decent lasagna pan because 9x13 pans aren't quite deep enough, but we'll see. But I like these because, like last year, I made one that size, and then I managed to get 2 this size. I cooked them both, and then I had one when we had our dinner, and then the other one afterwards. I let it cool, and I froze it and ate it later on.
That sounds good. I might have to get me some lasagna made this week or spaghetti.
Well, it's nice to have these pans. Like I said, I could, even if I made, say, mac and cheese made theirs and then made mine separately with gluten-free noodles. Something else I could freeze a portion and then as it comes
And I
back.
like it. They fit in my not toaster oven, the other oven that you get, the convection oven thing. The little one everybody wants.
I used to have one of those, and I gave it away years ago, and I wish I hadn't.
I love my little air fryer. I can fit little pans in there like that.
Yeah,
It's nice.
I don't have one of those yet. Yet, it's like I got some decent stuff though, helping clean out my friend's dad's apartment. Like I have a little George Foreman grill, and with three of us, I can't put like three pork chops or three chicken breasts on the grill because it's too small. I have to do one, then two, or whatever. But he had a Hamilton Beach indoor grill that's like almost twice the size of my George Foreman. So I brought it home, and my youngest son has been using it like a panini press as well. He's been making some sandwiches and that in there. That's why I need to get this lasagna done because he's been nibbling at my cheese. I won't have enough cheese to make lasagna if I keep putting off doing the lasagna. So we double check the meat again here. It looks
Some people don't like ricotta in their lasagna, so they put cottage cheese.
Yeah, I don't care for ricotta. So my mom always used cottage cheese, so that's what I do. My kids won't eat cottage cheese on it by itself, but they'll eat it in lasagna. So
yeah, I'll eat it in lasagna and a bite or two outside of it, but I don't eat it enough to buy a whole thing to keep eating it.
Well, I bought a couple big ones. So what doesn't go in lasagna, I'll eat by itself. I gotta drain my beef here. I have these handy little things. It's got a little strainer thing with a little lip to hold on the pot so it doesn't run some hot water here while you're in it.
Yeah, that little strainer thing you're using, that was on TikTok for a while there. Everybody was wanting them. Because it doesn't take as much space up as a big drainer that you have to have. Big strainer.
I have a metal one as well that was my grandmother's. I should think it's in that cupboard, but it's got a little longer handle. Okay, so I've browned the meat and I've drained it. So add the sauce now. Let it warm up. This is a pasta sauce. I prefer, my kids will like this Hunt's thick and rich. I used to make homemade sauce, and my oldest, when he was little, didn't like anything that was lumpy, and this has the least amount of little lumps in it, so. But it's good flavor, so that's what we use. Or what I use. And I like to have it good and saucy because I always find I kind of run short when I'm layering, so I'd rather have the extra sauce. I'm getting down to I need a new can opener. This one's temperamental sometimes. Well, I like the Starbright brand because it takes the lid off the top rather than worrying about something falling into the can. Oops. Just drip sauce on the floor. So it's got to add a little water to. For the oven ready, I'll just use a little extra water to rinse out my cans to get the extra sauce out of there. Mix it up a bit, see if I got enough sauce. If not, I'll add the third can. Hello, Darren. How are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Got my kids coming for dinner, so I'm making lasagna. Super easy lasagna.
Hey, Darian.
So I browned my meat, my ground beef, and we're just adding some canned pasta sauce to it. Just break it up so I have enough to do all the pans. Yeah, I think I got enough with the 2 cans. Like I said, I put the ingredients in the description. I will put the recipe in there afterwards. Just trying to break this up. It's got some big chunks. Where's my other? Wash that off. I love these things that you can use for chopping up the meat. Break up the meat. I got this one from a company called Pampered.
I've seen a lot of people use it, and I said, I'm going to find me one next time I'm out.
I got mine from a company called Pampered Chef. They do home parties. But
Yeah.
I know the one time me and I were shopping over in Walmart in the States, she found some. Hers are a little bit bigger, I think. Okay. So we get a hot pad that's on the table here. I wonder if I can move my computer without kicking myself out. There we go. So far, so good. Turn the burner off. And I'm just going to bring that over. I just don't want to catch my power cord on there. I need some big spoons. I need one for the. Maybe I'll use the ladle. I'll use the ladle for the. This ladle, the one that's Teflon, so it doesn't scratch the pan. And I'll use a big spoon for the cottage cheese. So move things. Don't need my phone.
Uh-oh. Did she kick herself off? Oops. She said if she moved it would kick her off. She'll be back. So I hope everyone's having a blessed Sunday.
Go to move the mouse and clicked on the button. Sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, it's the Roxanne Show.
Suddenly the Roxanne Show, yep.
Well, it's 2 Anns, Michael Ann and Roxanne.
Yep. Let's see if we can do this. I'll put this other chair over. You need my other table. So I can do the rest of the stuff at the table.
Alrighty.
So first of all,
Smell-o-vision. It smells good.
It does. So take some of the sauce and put it in the bottom of our pans.
Yeah.
Before we start layering in the noodles. So hopefully that our noodles don't stick to the bottom. Like I said, I am doing 2 that are gluten-free noodles and 1 that's just regular oven-ready noodles. Try to get more that's just the sauce and not all the meat on the bottom.
Yummy.
I know, watch when I'm layering, I might open that other can of sauce. I don't know. We'll see. And like I've already said, I'm not going to move my camera. I'll try to lift this up and show you guys once in a while. See, every time I touch the camera today, and I guess the mouse too, I'm kicking myself out. It's a lot easier when I have Roxanne in here. She can hold the thing open.
I can keep you going.
Yep.
Tell you about my yesterday's problems. Not really a problem. It was funny. I went to a craft show, and it was at the park that allows dogs. So I said, well, I'll just take her in my stroller. And it was inside. And I go inside and start walking around. There's not but about 25 vendors or less. It's a really small one.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of wasted my time, but not really. Anyway, and got 2 more booths to go. And the lady taps me on the shoulder, ma'am, you can't be in here with a dog. I said, 25 minutes ago, I walked right past you with a dog and you didn't say anything. I thought that was kind of odd. You weren't paying attention at your desk job.
Doesn't sound like it. Not doing a job.
Nope. I bought a piece of cake from a lady, and this was 2 hours after it opened that I got there. And whoops, you caught it.
I caught it. I almost dropped the box.
She said it would be $1.50 for the little piece of cake. I said, all I got is a $5 bill and $1. She said, I'll just take $1. I don't have change for a 5. So that lets me know that craft show probably didn't make very much money with these people.
Probably not.
If you've been there 2 hours and didn't have change yet. Or you didn't bring the change with you.
Yeah, usually you're going to be a vendor. You bring change with you.
She said she didn't have any, so she was hoping that people would buy, I guess.
Okay.
But she marked the cake down to $1.50 because it was a smaller piece, and she had 4 different kinds of cake. And the one I wanted was a little small piece. I said, why are this small compared to the others? Oh, I used a different pan. And so she said, I'll just mark them half. So she marked them $1.50 instead of 3. But it wasn't that great.
So I put sauce in the bottom, and then I put a layer of noodles down on top.
Yummy, yummy.
And then we're going to put a layer of cottage cheese on. Oh, there's my spoon. Should have taken the lid off ahead of time. Put a spoonful of that one. Spoonful of that one. You're not coming up here, kitty. I can hear you, but you're not coming up. I'll just carefully spread the cottage cheese out without moving everything around. So I spread some cottage cheese in there. And then I have some grated mozzarella and some grated cheddar as well. Put a little bit of that in there. Might do these 2 little ones first so I can move them out of the way, and then I'll finish the big Also need to preheat the oven. Bake. I believe that box said 400. And we'll start at 400 and turn it down. We need 2. A little cheddar in there. And then we put a little sauce on top of that. So we got our grated cheese there. We put some sauce on top of
I'll be
that.
there in 5 hours.
Pardon?
I said, I'll be there in 5 hours. Save me stuff.
A little sauce on top. Actually, I think I am going to add that other can before I go too hard. I'd rather have a little extra than be short.
Yeah, I've done that before, and you have to open another can, and you add lib. You just pour it, even though the other's already hot. It all cooks the same.
Yeah, that's going into a hot oven, so I just set that on top of the lining there. Ugh. Just have to tap it. I can't get the ladle into the thing. Mix it up a little bit more. Whoops. Try to stir it up, and I slopped a little bit. Yep, a little bit on my pants too. There we go. So put a little bit more in. Oops. I'll move that out of the way.
If it's my house and that's got on my pants, my dog would be, I was sitting down, should be running over to lick it all off.
Now, Kelly's laying in the other room, so he didn't see that. Then I'll spread the sauce around. So a recap, I put sauce on the bottom. I put a layer, because I'm doing the gluten-free ones first, put a layer of noodles in. Then I put cottage cheese, shredded cheese, like mozzarella, and I got white cheddar, and then I put some more sauce on top. And then I'm going to put another layer of noodles, and we're going to repeat that until the pan's full.
Sounds wonderful.
I think these gluten-free noodles are an odd size for these little foil pans. So you can put one flat, and then I got to break one this way to go down the side, and then break another one in pieces to go across the top. But that's okay.
As long as it's 90% covered, you're good.
Yeah. We got the noodles on, and then we go back to cottage cheese again, or ricotta cheese, whatever you. One thing I meant to get when I was over in Michigan, I'll have to look next time I'm over. So break that up first. Ours is a very small curd.
I like the small curd.
My friend bought some of the big curd when she was over in the States at one time, and I enjoyed it too. And I meant to look last time we were over and get some of the big curd, but maybe next time.
Have you been over to the States side recently?
I was over. I've been over since Michigan, since 2023. B and Steve came down, and we went over because they had to pick up a parcel. I'm just trying to remember what date that was. It was I think it was early November. They came down for the day, and we just went across, picked up the parcel, and went out to eat dinner, and then we came back. So I put another layer of cottage cheese, and then sprinkle some more cheese. What's this one? Some mozzarella. You can always shred your own cheese, but I am being lazy. full cheddar. Get a little more cheesiness. And then another layer of sauce. And you keep doing that until you get close to the top, and then the last layer you do sauce and the cheese. It's just sauce and cheese and then some parmesan. So I'm getting close. Might be one more layer of noodles and then sauce and parmesan. I got quite a few things from my friend's dad passing. Like I said, I got the grill. I got a 1-burner propane camp stove. He used to sail, and they went down to like the Caribbean and that. They had a bunch of shells and stuff. I got some of those.
Hi, Sea Devil Adventurous. Welcome in.
Hey, Tommy. How are you? Making some lasagna here because my kids are coming for. Well, my oldest is coming for dinner. My youngest son's girlfriend will be here. I don't know if she's going to come up or not. She was kind of feeling under the weather last night. And then my youngest is working till 11 tonight. But it was a crapshoot whether I was going to be able to accommodate or schedule around everybody's work schedule. So this is what we're doing. My youngest, the last couple of years, maybe put a few decorations on and then sat and watched the rest. So what the heck? We'll just do it. Something gets spilled in there. Doesn't look like anything major. It's just a little bit stinky, but I don't see anything major in there to worry about. So yeah, I'm making a really easy lasagna. So I got another layer of noodles on there. I think that I'm going to just do the sauce and then the cheeses. I think they're full enough so that I can actually put the lids, because these pans come with, if you're saving them, you've got little lids you can put on them. So I want to be able to put that on the extra one. So like I said, you get till it's just about full, and then the last layer is just some sauce. A little bit of sauce. You don't need a whole lot because you have it on the layer below. But I want enough sauce to help cook these noodles too. So. If my friends haven't noticed, I'm dropping a lot of shorts videos. The shorts, not dropping my shorts. Daily. I had so many of them that I hadn't posted, so they're dropping daily. I think since starting on the 1st of December, I have a lot of Christmas ones. They're from when we went to M23 and we went to Frankenmuth and went to Bronner's Christmas store. That place was incredible. I could have spent a fortune. I grab a paper towel because I slopped them on the table.
Don't drop your shorts. A lot of people are dropping their shorts this Christmas season. 25 of them for the whole month of December.
So I don't do vlogs, so it's like I can't really call it a vlogmas, but I'm trying to do.
Some call it Vlogmas, some call it 25 Days of Christmas.
So between my shorts from Bronner's, I'll probably do a bunch of just Christmas videos. We have a park uptown that has a display, what they call celebration lights. I got an extra piece of noodle. I'm just trying to see if I can stick it in somewhere. I was trying to get some video at the Celebration of Lights display. My friend and I took her dogs for a walk, but it ended up, it was too late at night. And both times we just got to the park and started walking the dog and the lights went off. So, needless to say, I have this one big Christmas tree at the beginning. I have it done as a short. I'll probably release it sometime this week. So the top layer here, I'm just putting some shredded cheese. And then I'll sprinkle some Parmesan on top. And then those two will be ready to go in. A little mixture, some cheddar, got some Parmesan. It's interesting, I make this gluten-free, but it's not lactose-free, and I'm also lactose intolerant, but I will risk the reaction.
Some of the lactose cheese you buy is not very good at all.
No, some of it isn't. Okay, and then so sprinkle some Parmesan on top.
I watch a couple, well, more than a couple, but I watch this guy and his family, and he's lactose intolerant. So he uses goat cheese.
I don't like goat cheese.
I love goat cheese.
Don't like goat cheese at all. So but lactose. There is a non-dairy brand cheese, and I've tried it, and I don't like it either. I don't have a super bad reaction to lactose, but I would rather play Russian roulette with the amount of cheese that I eat than have some of those.
Yeah, that's me. I'd rather eat a bite of something I know that's not great for me, because I don't want the taste from the stuff that's not good.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get back to the big one for my kids. So I've already put the sauce in the bottom and the noodles, and I'll do the layers with it. If anybody sauce or anything left over at the end, I can always just use it. Or I'll cook up some pasta. Or my sister-in-law used to do, she called it lazy lasagna. And she would just make up like a meat sauce and that. And she would cook up pasta and just whatever. I think bow tie was one of her favorites. She would throw it in the pot with the sauce and then throw some cottage cheese in there and just mix it all together. And that was her lazy lasagna. It was just like a
I've seen that. And I've seen them use the spaghetti noodles and put all the stuff like a lasagna and put it in the oven.
Yep.
And they call it like a lasagna bake. Or to me,
Yep.
if you use a spaghetti noodle, I would call it a spaghetti bake.
But whichever way. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 gluten-free noodles in there, so I can always make another small one or I could break them up into the stuff and make like a lasagna bake. Okay, so I got the sauce in there. We'll put the cottage cheese in. Throw some dollops around. It's real fun to try to spread. I'm not dropping those kind of shorts, Danny. You're real funny, girl. See how many layers I can get in this one. I know some recipes call like 4 layers or something like that. I don't seem to ever get that many layers. It doesn't matter as long as it tastes good.
Yeah,
Oops.
good.
So I got the cottage
Yeah.
cheese spread. Cottage cheese spread out on there. I'll throw some of my white cheddar on there. But you can do whatever type of cheese you want. I got some white cheddar and I got some mozzarella. The bags of these bags of cheese were $4 something, and I looked at the bigger bag, just mozzarella, and they wanted like $13-14 for it. And I was like, I don't think I'll buy 2 smaller bags. And just do a mixture.
You have to watch it. Sometimes the smaller bags might be more expensive than the larger bags, and the other way around sometimes.
Yep. Well, that's why I looked twice. These ones were only 4. I think some of the other brands were like 6 or 7 for. But we know the price of everything's ridiculous now.
I don't care what country or state or wherever you live, prices are high everywhere.
Yeah, it's sad. It's like, I know I've seen the posts around on Facebook locally of, how the food banks are struggling, and I understand that, but it's expensive for everybody, and then the people aren't donating as much. Like they said, their donations are down. There's 2 high schools? No, it's 1 high school now. We used to have 2 Catholic high schools, but they amalgamated together. They would do a food drive. They just did that yesterday morning. And then our Santa Claus parade was yesterday, and I know one of the public schools goes along and collects at the Santa Claus parade. But even like the grocery stores have spots where you can deposit stuff. But I know they said last year with the collections from the high school food drive, and they get like 24,000 items, and they only got like 14 or something like that. And some people can't afford to give like a.
I like watching the dumpster divers, and I watched one from Australia. And he filled his little car up front and back full the other day. I don't know if it was an older video or a newer one, but some of the stores just do not know how to donate it.
Well, some of them in their policies they can't, which is stupid because they're throwing out stuff that's perfectly good.
Yeah.
I know at our Walmart here in the produce department, they'll have they have a thing at the end, and they'll take a bunch of stuff and bag it this, not bad, but it's maybe the bananas are a little overripe or some other stuff that's just a little more than ripe that they've had to pull off the shelves, and they'll bag it up in pure plastic bags it'll be either $1 or $2 for the bag full of stuff. One bag might have like a whole bunch of potatoes and onions in it, or something might have a bunch of fruits in it. I know the one year I went, and I think I got a bag that had like 18 bananas in it for $1. And I just brought them home, peeled them, and threw them in bags in the freezer, and you can use them for banana bread or banana muffins or smoothies. I'm gonna open the second. Now opening the second can of or container of cottage cheese. I might not have to use too much, but careful I don't get sauce in the cottage cheese. And I want to get a deeper pan rather than using a 9x13. I don't have sorry, I ripped it on myself. I don't have a deep lasagna pan unless I use the lid to my KitchenAid roasting pan. But that's like double the size of this, so I would have needed to make a huge lasagna.
I may make me something like that this week, but I've got all these other kind of noodles But I need to stop buying more noodles. So I may make something like that, but not use the lasagna noodles.
It's a good idea. Well, usually I have tons of pasta. I'm like, since I went gluten free, I'm buying it for myself. But these guys haven't been buying pasta, and all our pasta bins here are empty. And I know they love, especially my son's girlfriend loves pasta. But
I love pasta.
I'm buying gluten free for myself. The least they can do is buy their own pasta. But that's on them. They want pasta, then they can buy their own pasta. I think this is going to be the last layer on this one too. So I'm putting another layer of noodles. Oops. Wait a minute. Back up the train. I put the cottage cheese on. Forgot to put the other cheese on. I think I'm going to have enough cheese, so let's not throw it on top of the computer. But I like this recipe because it's so easy.
Brown too if you back up.
I need a backup beeper, do I, Danny? So basically your ground beef, pasta sauce, your noodles, cottage cheese or ricotta cheese, some parmesan if you like.
Oh, I found the citric acid this week. I ordered it off Amazon. So I'm going to look up a recipe and make me some bath bombs.
I was looking last night. I found one recipe for the shower melts.
Yeah, that's what I want.
You can make them adding the citric acid to them, or another one suggested a couple other different things that you could add too. It makes them a little harder so they don't fall apart as easy. But if you make them with just baking soda, as long as you make sure they're good and dry before you take them out of the molds,
right?
It'll work. And I was just thinking, next Thursday night I'll do the shower melt things because my daughter-in-law has asked for some for Christmas. So it's like,
oh, good.
I can kill two birds.
I've got a football mold that is actually for Jell-O, and I said I'm going to use that. I've got one that's for ice that makes heart shape. If I can find it, I'm going to use that one. And then I've got all kind of candy molds, but they're kind of small. But I said I may use some of those.
I've used like chocolate or like silicone ice cube molds or whatever. First time I made them, I just used a muffin pan and I put tart things inside.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've got plenty of those. We had a store. A friend of mine had a store up the street that was an outlet store, and when he was closing, he had the muffin, cupcake liners, 10 cents a piece. And I used to bake about once a month, or sometimes twice a month. I would bake cupcakes and send them to work with my husband. And I didn't care that they were Halloween or that they were Valentine's or they were Christmas. Those guys and girls in there, mechanics, they didn't care. They just picked up one, tore the paper off, and ate it. They didn't care that it was something,
No.
And I've got quite a few left.
I know there's some Halloween molds around here. I also have some other molds upstairs in my closet where all my crafting stuff is.
So if I did it in that, I just pull the paper off after they're dry, and you won't know what it was.
I also have muffin things that are silicone too. But I thought I would do that next week, or this week, Thursday, with
I'll be there.
that way people can see how to do that, and then I get them made. I get a Christmas gift made for my daughter-in-law.
Well, I'll be there and let others know maybe what they might need if anyone else wants to join along and make them with you.
Yeah. Well, I've got the thumbnail made in StreamYard, so I'll just bring it up. I think the thumbnail's already made in my YouTube as well. And maybe I'll go in there, I'll put basically, if you don't make them with the citric acid, because I don't know the exact measurements with the citric acid. I can look that up. I had to look in my Pinterest and
then I'm sure there's a recipe all over the internet. Just say Google.
yeah. So the other thing last night, I was trying to look up in my Pinterest and I couldn't find. Wasn't going to let me into my Pinterest. And I had to go out and back again and go through enter with my Facebook thing instead, because it was like, where is all my posts from my Pinterest? So I got the last layer here of noodles, and I just put the rest of the sauce in. So I used up all the sauce.
Yummy, yummy.
Put the cheeses on, and then this will be ready to go in the oven. And just about perfect timing, because it's just about 5 o'clock. There's a piece of cheese, Callie. Callie, over by my toe on the floor. Yeah, you got it. I might use up all the cheese, though. Oh, it's mozzarella anyways. There's not much of it left. Like I said, my son's been using some of it to make some sandwiches so that we don't have any like cheddar or sliced cheese here, so a little bit of the cheddar to fill up in the spaces. I'll show you guys. Maybe not so much cheese on the one end. So that's the challenge, is that all of us, myself, my youngest son, his girlfriend, and my daughter-in-law are all lactose intolerant. My oldest is the only one that's not lactose intolerant. Oh well. My son's girlfriend's been eating a bunch of ice cream yesterday and today, so that's her own risk there, having too much lactose. Okay, and then the last thing I gotta do is cover them with foil, put them in the oven. And then I can clean up my mess.
Yeah.
Foil. So Mom got shower belts for my brother's girlfriend special. I've got some bath bombs for the girls for their stockings. And I'm not going to pull this down too tight because I don't want it sticking to the cheese when I pull it off. I'm trying to tent it up a bit. Oh, I didn't show you guys the top. I didn't show you guys the volume before I put it in, so.
Yum.
All set there.
Yummy. I'm hungry now.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah, I'm getting.
I'm trying to make sure
I had cookie for breakfast, sandwich for lunch, and nothing for dinner.
I haven't had lunch. I had some of that Rudolph cereal for breakfast. I guess I got up early to take the dog out at what time?
And I still can't find my cookie box that I've misplaced.
You find it?
Open? Nope. Open box of cookies somewhere.
Well, Candy didn't get a hold of them.
I don't think so, but I need to pull the couch out to see. So I don't know.
It'll be a surprise. You'll find them eventually.
Yeah, I'll find them hard as a brick one day. They're the ones you can only buy at Christmas time. The ginger cookies, like a cake, like cookie with chocolate covered on it. Oh, they're so good.
Those are good. Actually, when I worked at the doctor's office, one of the patients went on a trip to Germany and a couple other places. And one of the things he brought back were some chocolate-covered ginger cookies. And they were the soft ones.
These were made in Germany. These were from Germany. I get them at Aldi's and Lidl's.
Okay.
And I can't find the ones from Aldi. I got the ones from Lidl's I just finished this morning, but I can't find the Aldi ones. Or vice versa. Whatever. They're missing.
That's not good. Okay, that's got cheese in it.
I could have swore I brought them back from my cousin's house because not but one person, only me and one other person liked them. And she said I could take them, but I don't know what I did with them.
You got my mess here.
Now, back when my husband was alive and we had rats in the house, mouses in the house, I was missing a thing of cookies, and with my husband's dementia, I thought he got them and didn't remember. No, we found them a few days later behind the couch. The box, all the cookies were eaten. And I said, well, we had some fat rats, mouses. They're all gone now, thank God. At least I hope they're all gone. That didn't happen this time.
That will be some fat rats. Okay. Stay. Those away, those away. Put my cheese and cottage cheese in the fridge. There's my cousin used to call it when he was little, he called it college cheese. Well, he appreciate me telling that now, but how old is he now? His sister is 6 years younger than me, so he's 2 years younger. So he's 8 years younger than me, so he'd be like 52. With his college cheese. They called vinegar bingaber.
Yeah.
Like the piece of lasagna noodles, some cheese that got on the front of the computer. And let's check. Fine print. Yep, refrigerate after opening because that needs to go in there too. Making lasagna, buzz people. It's in the oven now. So I meant to check on the box or my recipes.
No, not good.
I usually put it in for about an hour. I just double check on that.
45 minutes to an hour, depending on how high you have your temperature.
Yeah. Lasagna, that's about the middle. Should be the next page. Turn the page. Cover with foil and bake for 30 minutes until hot and bubbly. Remove foil, bake 5 minutes. Remove and must stand 5 minutes. So I put it in at 5, so at 5:30 we'll check that. This recipe said 375. So this is the one I got off the Catelli one. It says you'll need 6 pieces of lasagna noodles, a pound of ground meat, a jar of spaghetti, a 700 ml jar of spaghetti sauce, but I usually use more than that. 1 liter, so that'd be like a quart of ricotta cheese that I use cottage cheese. And 2 cups or 8 ounces of shredded mozzarella cheese. I added a little more, never hurts. This is the book I made my kids. Grated parmesan. Heat oven to 375. Cook pasta according to package directions. But this time for both of them, used like an oven ready one, so you don't have to do that. I just added extra water to the sauce. Medium saucepan, or I used a big skillet. Ground meat, drain and add your spaghetti sauce. Your 9x13, spread half cup meat sauce in the bottom. Place lasagna noodles over that, overlapping edges. Spread 1/3 of the cottage cheese or ricotta cheese over noodles. Sprinkle mozzarella over that layer. Cover with 1/4 of the meat sauce. Repeat. Beginning and ending with pasta. Spread remaining meat sauce over top. Sprinkle with mozzarella and parmesan. Cover with foil. Bake for 30 minutes or till hot and bubbly. Remove foil. Bake 5 minutes. Remove from oven. Let stand 5 minutes before serving. So we'll see what it's like at 30 minutes. So 5:30.
Did you leave it on 400 or did you turn it down?
I thought 400, so I'll check it at 5:30, 5:35. See how it's doing.
No.
I'm just gonna check. I see got a message blinking up on my computer from my friend whose dad passed. So I'm just in a group chat, so hopefully somebody else is talking to her. Yeah, I already replied in that. She posted a couple pictures, and she'd taken a picture of her German Shepherd. She's adorable. She's 3 or 4 years old. Her name's Rory. And she's got really long hair, all fluffy.
Right.
Beautiful dog. She took a picture of her in the place where she got her. You can send the photo and they put it on a background of like a Christmas background. She was just asking in the group, like, so this is her dog. This is what she said.
She's beautiful.
She is a beautiful dog. She had a black German Shepherd before that. But Bella passed away a year ago in May. So they had sent her 2 that they did change the background on or crop the background on. I like this one with I like the Christmas tree, but it's got all this material bunched up behind her butt that doesn't look good. And then this one, she's just laying on a round fleecy bed. It's just got some, I don't know if it's a different tree, like a skinnier tree and some other stuff around behind, parcels or something. She was asking in our group chat what we thought. I like them both, but I like the one that doesn't have all the material bunched up behind her butt. But she's had Rory for, I guess no, Bella's passed a little before that, but she's had Rory for just over a year, or just around a year. So I got to meet Rory for the first time on Wednesday. She loves to give kisses. Got my face washed for sure. Something sticky there. So I have my Christmas tree's been up for a few weeks that they're coming to decorate. It's a pre-lit Christmas tree, so it's been nice. I've had the star on it already because it's a lit up star. So some nights I just sit there with the Christmas tree lights on. I got all the decorations laid out, and made sure they all have little hooks, Christmas hangers to go on them. I made sure the branches are all fluffed out, so it's all ready to go. So after we eat dinner, then we can decorate the tree. And all my other decorations are up, so I will do some video. I was thinking I might go outside while the kids are decorating, because I put it up in the front window this year. Usually I have it over here by the stairway, but a couple times I've put it in the front window. One time I had it over closer to the front door. But I thought I might go outside, hopefully not get too wet because it's raining again, and get some video from the outside of them decorating. I did some video of them last year decorating the tree. I also did. I can grab my mouse without clicking on it and kicking myself out again. Yeah. I also found that I had videos from New Year's and Christmas last year that I hadn't posted. So my Christmas video from last year will be posted Christmas Eve, and my New Year's video from last year will be posted New Year's Eve this year.
Yay. Yes, it's Candy. She wants attention right now. I don't know what she wants. She wants me to keep petting her.
Callie came in and got that piece of cheese off the floor, and I dropped and went back and laid down. Candy is
11 years old.
11? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend's dog, Bella, was 12, I think. But Bella had been having for a year, 3 years, had been having a lot of hip issues, which I guess is common in German Shepherds.
Yeah, my daughter's dog got to where she couldn't walk very well, and she died about a year ago, and just started howling like she's hurting. Not howling because there are squirrels outside. She was just howling for nothing.
I know she spent a lot of money on Bella over the last year or two of her life with like hydrotherapy, having her doing walking in the in a water thing with supporting her. And it was like, I love pets, but when it gets to the point that spending that kind of money and the pet, I feel myself that my pet would have been suffering, because there was times that her legs or hips would give out and she would fall, or she had fallen down the stairs. And it's like, at that point, I would have done the humane thing and euthanized her, but it was not my dog. It's not my call. I hate to see pets suffer.
Yeah, I always pray, Lord, when it's time for them to go, just let them go in their sleep. And where we can find them, because I had one to pass away, and we don't know, never saw her again. We knew she was not doing well and was on her last days, but she went outside and I never saw her again.
Similar subject, but that was kind of the blessing last weekend that my friend's dad had passed in his sleep.
Yeah.
So a friend of his had talked to him the evening before, so we know he hadn't been there a long time. But his younger daughter usually FaceTimes him on Sundays at 10 a.m. I got something boiling over. We're going to have to put a tray underneath. And she tried getting a hold of him, and she was not getting a response. So I called a friend of his, and the friend tried calling him, and then the friend, which one's boiling over, but I ended up calling the police and going in, and I found that he had passed in his sleep. So, which is sad when his kids both of those girls is living, well, one 2 hours away, and the other one's five to seven, maybe hours away. She's in the state of New York. For them,
Yeah, that could be
know,
hard.
for them to know that you'd only been hours, not laying there for days. That's,
Yeah, I was watching a guy on YouTube. He was cutting grass and from this yard, and nobody was there, so he just going to clean it up for free. And he got to the back, and he had to stop the video because the odor was so bad. Well, later on in the video, he comes back on, and he found the lady had been in there probably 2 or 3 weeks.
oh, yeah, I'd rather go in my sleep. Not for a
Yeah,
long
she probably
time.
went. Yeah, she was like, I don't know where she was in the house, but he knew there was something right and called the police. Yeah.
You silly kitty.
That's what I'd like to do, is just go to sleep one day and wake up in heaven.
But it's good that that's kind of a fear too, is that people don't check in with me regularly. Is like, I would hate for them to find me days or weeks later. But
Yeah.
he was 92, and he would go for a walk every day because he was like a block away from the river. He would go for a walk every day up by the waterfront, as long as the weather was good. I'd seen him in July. My friend came up around a couple of our celebrated a couple of our birthdays together in the summer, and he came out for dinner with us, and we went to the same dinner or restaurant the other night. Mistake number 2 again, because that restaurant has the bar stool things.
Yeah.
For big tables, and the booth's only small. Well, there's not many of us that had the bar stool things, and it was like hard for us older folks to get up that high. Because the youngest of us, is she the youngest? Yeah, she just turned 60. Yeah. The most of us were in our early 60s, and then her dad at 90, well, he would have been 91 then, trying to get up on these bar stool things. And the place was noisy with music playing and stuff like that. It's hard to have a conversation. It's like, forgot that from the time we were there in July. We went last week. It's like, we go out again for dinner, we should make sure we go someplace that's quieter.
I don't like going to restaurants and they say, would you like to sit at the bar? No. Well, you can be there in 5 minutes or right now. And I said, well, I need a forklift. I can't reach the even climb up there.
That was a lady I worked with when we would go out for lunches, because some of the pharmaceutical representatives would take us out for lunch. And there was a couple places we went, and there was one lady that had worked there before I started, because that was also where my kids had gone to the pediatrician. Shorter than I am. I think she's probably a little bit taller than you, but in that same thing. And she was older than us, and for her to try to get up to there, and she had a bad hip. Like, no, we'd like something lower. Like, we want chairs on bar stools. I came to go to a restaurant, not to a bar, so why would I want to go to the bar side? Okay.
And then I prefer a table over a booth, because sometimes you get in the booth, the way those booths are done, my feet still don't touch the floor because they're kind of slanted.
Yep.
I said, I'd rather have a chair.
And then I'm also the one that, when I'm in a booth or at a table, I like to be able to face the door. I don't like having my back to the door and not see who's coming and going or I like to be able to see everything.
I like to see in the restaurant, not the back of the restaurant.
Exactly. I don't want to look at the kitchen. I don't want to look at where people are walking in, go to the bathroom. I want like to see what's going around and who's coming in. Like, that's,
Yeah.
we only went out did for dinner the one night. Wednesday night? No, Thursday night.
Thursday night because you couldn't come on.
Yeah, because Wednesday night by the time I went, because she had so much to do because they didn't get into town till almost lunchtime, and then they had to go to the funeral home. They had to go to the try to track down some of the lawyer stuff and went to the bank stuff, and they couldn't do that because it was a copy of the will and all that, and try to. So by the time she got a break, because she wanted to go for a long walk with the dog, she came and picked me up. It was like 10:30 at night on Wednesday. And then Thursday we went out for dinner around 7. And then we went, I think we sat there and talked and everything else till almost 10:30. Which would have been nicer to be in the apartment where we could talk and hear each other. And then we went to, then her and I went for a walk with the dog.
Right.
Along the waterfront again. And again, the lights went out on us, the Christmas lights. I was like, I need to get up there on a night that's not raining and get some more video.
Yeah, before they turned the lights out.
And it goes until usually the weekend after New Year's. They take it down. And it's nicer if it's not raining or if there's a little bit of snow, but I'll have to wait and see who's available to go out and do that.
Right.
I think she's coming down in a couple of weeks, so maybe it's a Saturday night or something that we can get up there at a decent hour. A good friend. Many people do not do it. Well, she's been my best friend since kindergarten. Well, we've had times that we didn't hang out together. Like, I stayed and did grade 13. And then her and my other friend had gone to college that year. So they kind of were hanging out that year and for a couple of years after that. Well, I was in college and they were off doing other stuff.
Right.
That we didn't hang out. Then we kind of got back together and we'd do stuff together for a while, and then they kind of drifted apart. But we communicate like through Messenger and all that, and then you're making a lot of noise there. Our friend since high school.
Hi, Gio, Gran.
Hi, Georgianne. His dad passed probably about 8 or 9 years ago, and then his mom passed about 4 or 5 years ago. And when his mom passed,
Sorry.
what's going on here?
And
When his mom passed, and like my friend from whose dad just passed, she wasn't able to get down for his dad's funeral, but she came down for his mom's funeral. And we went to the lunch afterwards, and we were talking that, and that's when we decided to, like, we're getting up there. We should make sure we're getting together and spending some time together. So up until last year, even through the beginning of the pandemic, when there was a time there where nobody could go anywhere, but then once that kind of passed, we would get together like once a month while the weather was good. We could either she came up part way, or we met, or she came up here because her dad lives here, or she'd come up part way and we
y'all meet in the middle somewhere.
meet in the middle. turn that down.
It's almost 5:30.
Yeah. I kept hearing like a little poof sound. I was like, I make sure nothing's catching fire in there. I put a tray underneath, but I'm not sure which ones. Yeah. That's really smoking.
On the way to the United States.
It's the larger ones.
It's kind of sad sometimes when you have friends that you used to talk to all the time and they just don't talk anymore, and you call them and they like you feel like, why did you call me? You get that feeling like I said, you call somebody and they just don't want to talk.
Yeah.
But I've met quite a few friends on this channel. A lot of them said you need to talk, just text me or message me. No, or at least say hi if I'm busy.
It's bubbling. It's. I'm gonna set it on the tray, put it back in so it's not bubbling down below. Yeah. Smoky.
But it smells good. Now, I don't live but about a mile from a bakery, a commercial bakery. It's called Rye. It was Dawn Foods, now it's called Rye's Food. They changed the name. And we had a dog that used to say over 50 words, and we'd go outside and he'd say, smell, smell. And I said, I don't smell anything. And then a few minutes later, he said, smell. I say, okay, and I start sniffing. And we can smell that company when the wind blows it the right way.
Yeah.
I love it at Christmas time. I can smell the vanilla and the cinnamon and the ginger flavor coming out of there. I don't know what they're cooking, but that's one of the strong smells.
Okay, cover these. They're bubbling. I just put a tray underneath them because they're spilling over, and I don't. One was going poof there, and I don't need a fire. So I'm gonna close tight, but close enough. All right. I'll give that a little while that way. Now, once you pull the wet, woo, and it's smoky. So, 1 second, guys. Make a little noise for a minute. Make it a little less noisy. I'll open the door with the screen door back here. Or get more noisy if I trip the smoke detector.
I've had that problem. Get smoking all of a sudden.
Well, the one is just around the corner here before you go up the stairs. And I tripped that one so many times. I'm surprised it hasn't gone off. But it is a little smoky in here. Let it go out the back door.
Yeah, I need new ones. The ones that I have, they were connected with the what do you call it? The security system. And we had that cut off, so I don't know if they'll work again. I had it turned off a couple of years ago because it wasn't doing anything anymore because he went to a new system. I said, why am I paying for something that's not really working? So
Yeah. Actually, I need to change the batteries on that one. I didn't change them. They had it this time change. I have extra batteries upstairs. Remember to do that later.
yeah, they tell you to change them at the time change.
Well, with the old company we were with until this one took over March 2021. This property management's a pain in the buttocks. The old company would come in once or twice a year. They change the batteries and smoke detectors when they came in. They check for any damages. That way they could see ongoing, like, you get natural like stress cracks or something in your wall or something like that. They would change the furnace filters, and they provided the furnace filter. They provided us, the old company would provide us with light bulbs because they want to be ergonomically or whatever efficient. So they provided us with LED light bulbs. Thank goodness, because they did that. I haven't had to replace a whole lot of light bulbs since they left, ever since they sold the business. But this company now, it's like, have you changed your? Somebody had them in for something. Oh, did you change your furnace filter? It's your job to change your furnace filter. It's your job to buy. We've never bought the filters. A lot of people don't know what size their filter is, but I was kind of lucky. A friend of mine that introduced me to this place, because they already lived in one of the other buildings, was one of the maintenance guys at the time. So before they switched over, so he came. He goes, "What needs fixing?" And I said, "Well, there's a thing in the toilet needs fixing. There's a few other little things. The handle on the basement door needed fixing." So he actually replaced the handle. I hate these ones. They're almost like a car handle sticking out. They just put a regular knob on there, and put one with a lock. So if my kids are down where they were living downstairs, they moved upstairs, but if they wanted privacy, they could lock that door and nobody would accidentally walk in on them. What else did he? Oh, he replaced the furnace filter and gave me a few extras. So I still have a couple extra furnace filters. I make sure they're hidden away if anybody from this property management comes in. So, but we're fighting with this property management because they want to charge us for our air conditioners, and we were grandfathered in because of our old leases, which our parking is included, our hydro is included, our gas is included, and all this. And they're trying to tell us that we need to pay them $220 per air conditioning unit. So if you have one on the main level, one upstairs, or one in each bedroom, it's like $220 each. They want, and it's like, no, our stuff is included. So we had a meeting with a person for community legal assistance, and they were explaining stuff to us and gave us some forms to fill out to apply to against the landlord pushing it. So that was interesting. That was another thing that was Friday, 4:00 in the afternoon. I had that to do.
If you're written and they say the electricity is included, that's part of the electricity. You don't have to pay it.
But since these people took over, they put. We don't have hydrometers yet, but one of the other buildings I think had hydro. We've had a water meter put in and we've had a gas meter put in. But we have to agree to want to switch over to that if we want to have pay by whatever the meter says. However, they're supposed to reduce our rent to whatever. But it's like, how do you know? Like, our rent, we don't want our rent to fluctuate and say, okay, you only use this much this month or this period of time. Or they're going to say, okay, I'll reduce your rent by say $25, but this is going to cost me 50 or 60 or whatever dollars more by the meter. It's like, nope, I'm not agreeing to switch over to a meter thing. I like my rent the way it is, and well, not really, because they took the full increase that they can take every year. Not like the last company that was like took us a 1 point something percent. These guys are gone the full 2.2 or 2.5%.
Right.
So everything jumps up the 1st of January. Yay. And they're trying to tell us how much, by law, we don't require having tenant insurance like on our own goods. Like if you don't have insurance and something, say there's a fire and your stuff gets destroyed, if you don't have tenant insurance, then you can't get that replaced. They keep insurance on the building part of it, but they're trying to tell us, oh, we have to have this much liability and stuff. It's like, no, don't. Not required by law to have tenant insurance. Although I've had tenant insurance the whole time since I moved in here. They're being a real pain in the butt. But talking to the lady yesterday and found out a lot of stuff, so it's like, yep, I can put that in there as well. So interesting. And then, dealing with that, because I had to go to that meeting yesterday, and then having my friend's dad pass and spending time with her and helping her out. And it's been a week. That's when I got to early Thursday, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do a live tonight. Nope.
I don't blame
I don't
you.
often miss. But... How are we looking here? Ooh, big one's looking good and bubbly all over. No, small ones are bubbling too.
Makes me want to go cook some dinner, but I'm not really hungry.
Might give that another 5 minutes or so, and then I'll take it out and let it sit till the other two show up. Well, 2, might be 3. I don't know if my adopted one will show up or not, but he usually does show up. I don't know. Not at dinner, he shows up to decorate the tree. Depends
What they
on
want, the leftovers.
the leftovers. There should be lots of leftovers. Hopefully. Ears itchy. But depending how big a size piece that the other ones take, but it's usually my youngest that would take a huge piece, or his girlfriend. The rest of them don't take such a big piece, but I don't care. I have my own. The water jugs are full. I was going to go down and get. Sometimes I get a salad or garlic bread to go with it, but I didn't get down to the grocery store today because I got up late and it was pouring rain, and I went, yeah, I'm not walking down there.
How far do you have to go to the grocery store?
It's like a little bit more than a 10-minute walk. But it's like, yeah, I'm not walking down there. Plus, I bought groceries the other day to make this and some snacks for myself. You're going to save some money to buy groceries for Christmas and buy some Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Should maybe do that in the next couple of days. Get on the bus. Hopefully it's not pouring rain. It's harder to buy for adult kids.
Yeah, it gets harder and harder.
Well, actually, my youngest isn't too bad because I know a few things he needs. My oldest has asked me he needs new gloves for LARP, but he needs fingerless ones. But he wants ones that have a longer part on the wrists, because when he puts his metal bracers on, he doesn't want it rubbing on his wrist. I was looking at those on Amazon, but it's like The ones I looked at don't have, or some of the ones that do, they want 50, $60 for. I'm not paying 50, $60 for a pair of gloves. I'd rather put that into something else for them. So they may get them, they may not. I haven't decided yet. I found a pair that I think might be high enough on the wrist.
Right.
Have to do a few Amazon things before my Prime. I suspended my Prime, and it'll be suspended as of the 10th. So I got a few more days I can find a few things. My youngest needed socks. I've got socks for him. Needs some more pants for work. The jeans, on his jeans, the zipper keeps breaking at the bottom, so it's like I have to maybe take it out to the mall or something. Look out there. See, at one time of the year, it's inconvenient not to have a vehicle, but I can go on the bus. And then my cousin is coming home from one that's up in Nunavut, way up north. She's coming home. We're supposed to be leaving this coming Friday, weather permitting. However, they've had some bad blizzards this weekend. Snow or wind was 80 to 100 kilometers an hour. So,
That's a lot, I guess.
100 kilometers per hour. So it'll be 65 miles an hour kind of thing.
That's a lot.
And well, even the medical clinic she works in, they had to send the thing out that they close their doors except for emergency. Not just no walk-in or anything else. It's like don't contact us unless it's an emergency. But then about 3-4 days ago, she got up to go to the bathroom during the night and kicked the corner of her bed and broke the bone in the side of her foot. So she's got a splint or a cast or something on her foot. So I guess she went to work the next day or a couple days later. They had some snow, and one of the girls had dug out for them to go to work with the vehicle that they had, and then got to work, and they decided to close the clinic. They wanted to leave, and the vehicles got stuck, so this other girl brought her home by Skidoo. Anyways, I'm going to have to go because my kids are here. So thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll talk to you later. If not, I'll see you on Thursday. Bye for now.
Enjoy your lasagna. Enjoy it.
I will. Thank you.